Hello campers! So today I'm going to be planting some elderberry plants that one of my homesteading friends has gifted me. Elderberry is really good for medicinal use for when you are sick. And I don't have any. I thought I had some on this property, but we don't. And she was very kind and gave me some rooted plant for me to plant here. So that's what I'm going to be doing this morning. Okay, another thing is I recently read that elderberry is poisonous to sheep, and we have sheep, so I'm making sure to do it on a part of my property away from where they graze. So I came up to the top of the hill, and that's where I plan on planting my elderberry. So I also need to mark it so I remember where I put it. But yeah, I want it far away from my sheep to keep them nice and safe and healthy. So here we go. Okay, it looks like I'm gonna have to change location and find a less rocky spot to dig. That's an issue here where I live. The state that I live in, it's very rocky, so you find that a lot where you just start digging and then the rocks say no. So I'm gonna look around for a better place to dig. Should have brought a chisel. Just want you to see how much rock is spitting out. It's a lot of rock. Anyway, I think that's good. I don't think I have to dig too deep for elderberry, so now I'm gonna plant it. Okay. First one's in the ground. Now I'm gonna mark it, and I'm gonna finish all of the ones that are in the bag that she gave me, and then I'll check back in. Okay, so this isn't all of them. I kind of had to spread them. This isn't all of them. I had to spread them apart throughout the property up here, but I've got a significant amount close to each other. I planted all the roots that they gave me. I found a ton of ticks crawling all over me, so I think I am done for the day. And here in a half hour, we are expecting some rain, so I'm gonna let God kind of take over. Okay, so I'm sweaty and dirty, and I found many ticks on me crawling. Hopefully I caught them all before they attach. We'll find out tonight. But now I'm gonna be heading into town. I'm gonna meet a homesteader friend, trade her. I'm gonna buy some raw cow milk, and I'm gonna give her some honeysuckle jelly that I made recently. And she's gonna be giving me some actual elderberries. So love to barter and trade and just gift between farmer friends. It's so nice to have those relationships to be able to do those things with. And it's also neat to like pass back and forth ideas and different things that you're working on. We chat all the time about what type of breads we're working on. Oh, that's another thing. I've never done sourdough, and she's going to give me a sourdough starter. So that's going to be something new and exciting for me. Sorry about that. My phone ran out of memory, and it was super hot anyway, and I had ticks all over me, so I had to come home, come down the hill, get dressed, undress, put all those clothes in the wash, check myself for attached ticks. Praise God there weren't any. Got new clothes on, and now I'm going to be heading into town. But what I was trying to say, I don't know where it cut off, but my friend is giving me starter sourdough. Never had that before. Never tried sourdough baking before. So, yeah, so that'll be interesting to learn. So after I do that, I'm going to come home and bake this week's worth of bread, which one loaf will do our family just fine. Not going to do the sourdough just yet. I need to do some research and ask my friend some questions first. A little intimidated, but I'm going to do our regular bread, which I've only attempted twice before, so I'm really new at bread baking. So yeah, if you want to continue to follow along, I'll meet back up with you when I come back home from the errands, and then we'll bake some bread. Currently, before I head home though, I told you that I also homeschool, and that's kind of what I'm doing on the computer right now. I'm checking to make sure that my daughter is finished for the day. She said she is, so I'm just logging in real quick to double check and see what else there needs to be done for her homeschool for today. See if she really did finish. Okay, I will check back in a minute. The day got away from me. It's been a day, and then I ended up getting a crippling migraine. I do suffer from chronic migraines, and so this is just a day you don't know when they're coming, and there's no rhyme or reason as to why they come, but I get them, and they truly are crippling. So didn't get to make my bread, so it looks like today this video is going to be a 2-day series. Still wrapped up in one video, but I'll check back in with you guys tomorrow morning when I feel a little better. Day in life with animals. Anyway, when I feel better, I'll pick you back up in the morning. Sorry, guys. One more thing. I am a new YouTuber, and apparently I've been recording long ways in error because doesn't fill the whole screen to a YouTube video. So just know that after this video goes up, all of my future videos will be recorded the correct way. I'm also going to start using my actual camera and a tripod instead of my cell phone. And just hopefully that'll be a lot easier. I just need to remember to bring my camera everywhere I go, so that might take a little training. That way I don't miss any opportunity to have you guys tag along. So, all right, be blessed. I'll see you in the morning. Okay, campers, so instead of making bread today, I decided to go ahead and collect honeysuckle to make honeysuckle jelly. This is quite a bit more time consuming than making bread, and they're only in bloom for so long, and I noticed that they were turning yellow, a lot of them, so I wanted to get them plucked before I missed my opportunity. So I'm going to take you along with me to pick honeysuckle, wild honeysuckle that grows all around our property, and then I'll bring you along with me on how I prepare this. The water you hear running in the background is our creek. We have a year-round creek that flows through the entirety of our property, and I'm standing pretty close to it, so that's the sound that you hear. The recipe that I go by requires 6 to 7 cups of wild honeysuckle, so that's what I was showing you, that I collected that much. Also here, I'm showing you the green part of this blossom, and you want to remove any of the greeneries, the leaves, this little part right here. You want to remove all of that. You don't have to. I just heard that it's bitter if you don't, and also it allows more of the honeysuckle nectar to really come out of the blossom. So that's what I am doing here. I'm making sure that all of the greenery is off of these blossoms. And then when I'm finished, I'm going to be adding some boiling water to let it steep for 12 hours. So I'm also showing you here what the stamen looks like. You want to make sure to keep those intact, because that's where all of the nectar collects, is on this little white stamen. And so I'm trying to get it pulled out for you to show you what it looks like. You want to keep that inside, because that's where all the goodness is. Okay, so my jar is finally completely full of blossoms, and it's time to add my boiling water. Then I'm going to cover it, and like I said, I'm going to let it steep for 12 hours. I actually did this early on in the day, so it steeped for longer than 12 hours, probably closer to 24, or not 24, but like 16 hours, 18 hours. I let it sit there, so it's okay if you can't get to it right at the 12 hours. Sorry if you hear the random dinging in the background. As you probably know, I do homeschool, and that's just my daughter finishing her assignments, and every time she gets an answer correct, it makes the dinging sound. So here's the next day, where I took the honeysuckle blossoms and I strained all the juices out, and put it into this pot that I'm eventually going to boil. And so I have my candy thermometer there, because once it hits 220, the mixture is ready. And here are my upside down jars. It just has to stay like this for 10 minutes, and then I flip them back, and then they're canned and shelf stable. And this is the finished product of the honeysuckle jelly. It's so, so delicious. It's super sweet, and I would say it's a nice blend of, I would say it's kind of like a marmalade, but floral. It is so good. If you would like the recipe, I will link it in the description box. And make sure to give any comments if you've made this or if you plan to make it. I can't wait to hear. And as always, be blessed and be a blessing. Bye.